has got the facts for you. EX the storyteller, bringing the spark. No one does it better. EX, you've heard the rest, but she's the best. Yeah, she's the best. Oh, from ancient tales to modern schemes, unraveling truths and chasing dreams.
And so, yeah, he unfriended me. Years later, he followed me again, and I'm like, does he know it's me? Does he remember it's me? And he's a black man, too. I forgot where he's from. But my whole thing, then I found a meme with Bernie Mac on it, and they was like, all of us have a calling. There's no need to argue about it. Do your calling, and maybe we could collaborate. I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
It basically says, shut up and do what you're called to do, and don't worry about me until it's time to collaborate. I shared the heck out of that meme because it just like fit my life at that time. So each stage of my life, each way I progress, I go through something with that, and that is my reminder that you can't make somebody passion be my passion be somebody else's, and somebody else can make their passion be mine, but we could respectfully collaborate.
Right.
Yeah, and so we have to learn that too. So when I'm advocating and stuff, I don't do the whole orientation thing in the other community, the alternate community, the rainbow community automatically comes first. I don't do that. If I'm advocating, I advocate for the whole ethnic group, right? I don't care what religion you are. I don't care who's in your bed unless they underage. Things of that nature. I find that other people just be like, you gotta talk about this. It's not even a suggestion. It's like a demand, and I be like, whoa, y'all gotta calm down. So I just feel that's important to put it out there. From time to time, I will ask people what would they like me to research, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss it. But please don't ask me, and I hate the gender war thing. I dislike it so much. But when you mod and the host wants to talk about it, you ain't got no choice, right?
Right.
I could keep scrolling, but there's been times that I've ran in the room and I'd be like, dang, are y'all serious? And I'll even say that. And what I'll do is I'll give my opinion about the prompt before the room starts filling up, and I go on mute. Because I ain't arguing it. I'm not arguing it. I feel like this. I chose wrong. And I ain't going to be on this app saying, well, black men did this to me, and this is what happened. And I'm not doing all that.
Right.
I'm past that stage. I think my father helped me not be bitter, right? But they didn't have social media when I felt a little bitterness. So, whew. But now that they do have it, I think I've grown. I've grown a lot because I'm not getting up there. I really go to get the statistics and be like, look, black men marry black women more. And now my message is, don't worry about the ones who don't love you. Worry about the ones who do. And keep going. To the point where Cynthia G got in the comment section on Tasha K's page. And with the telling me black men just don't marry black women. They marrying out. Now, we know that's a blatant lie because we can look at our families and see a black man married to a black woman. Right? So I was just like, oh no. Then her minions started attacking me. I always tell that story. I think it's kind of funny, really, because she was like blatantly lying. But yeah, I don't follow people like that either. The women that's always talking about black men don't marry black women, or likewise. I don't follow black men. That's black women's always like, I can't. Tell me how we gonna build and move forward. I'll leave that to the immigrants and the bitter people.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think, like, for your life to change, if you're not lucky in love in one place, lucky in finances in one place, and even in spirituality, you got to change your location. And right now, I've been trying to hold on, but I got to change my location.
So you
Yeah.
coming down south.
Yeah. I've been, and I can't plan nothing really. Because every time I plan something, something from the outside just boom, nope, it's not happening for you today. But when I'm something spontaneous, it works out. But I was supposed to be in the South already. What you thought, Crypto? You could come up if you want. Request up. I don't mind yapping for a little while. Um,
Yeah.
Chris, before I move on to basic, do you have anything else to say?
No, I'm gonna drop down because I'm
You
gonna
gonna drop?
listen. Yeah, I'm gonna drop down and listen because I'm gonna get in here and get back to work and listen to you all.
Okay. Also, if you, well, yeah, I asked that. If you, when you get a moment, if you could just put in my inbox like what working for you would entail, and then
Mm,
I'll speak to my son and see what he wants to
yeah,
do moving
yeah,
forward.
I'll inbox you my information and all like that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Good. Thank
Yeah, and
you.
I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you.
I did too. Be
All right.
sure be sure to come join the panel any other time I'm live. I
Okay, I will.
appreciate you.
All right, but I'm gonna drop me down, and I'm gonna listen.
Okay, no problem.
And
Have a blessed day.
inbox you on your personal information. I'll see all my information.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Good morning, Jimothy. You could request up too if you're not busy, Jimothy. Good morning. So I guess did y'all hear me when I said this is about race-based policy? I posted up on my computer so that I could read it to y'all verbatim. Can't even talk this morning. Oh, you're a little under the weather. Everybody's getting under the weather. It's really rainy in New York too. Now I gotta find the post again because I exited out. So this is about Asheville, North Carolina. I believe they were having reparations here. You know what? Anybody know FBA Prime Time? Because I believe he's in North Carolina, and I believe he spoke on this the other day, but he didn't speak on this, on what's happening now. So what happened is their reparations committee meeting, commission members, had written out a 38 point reparation proposal, and the U.S. Department of Justice reviewed it. Oh, I'll tell you in a second. Let me get this out. Reviewed it and said they have concerns and they'll be watching vigilantly because what they see so far is violating the 14th Amendment. So that's race-based. So people think we stupid when we say certain things, but look, it comes right to fruition. See how this works? So it says, U.S. Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division, via electronic mail, unlawful race-based discrimination. Dear Buncombe County Board of Commissioners, the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division has recently become aware of concerning recommendations presented to you by the Asheville-Buncombe County Community Reparations Commission. The final report presented on September 2nd, 2025 includes 38 recommendations in 5 focus areas: criminal justice, economic development, education, health and wellness, and housing. It says, I also understand that the Reparations Commission will present its recommendations to the City of Asheville on September 9th, 2025. After our initial review, we are deeply concerned that many of the recommendations, if implemented, would violate federal civil rights laws, including, without limitation, the Fair Housing Act, Title VI, Title VII, and the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Although you have not formally adopted the recommendations, public reporting suggests that you intend to do so. According to media statements by the county's chief equity and human rights officer, Dr. Noreel F. Armstrong, the county has already set aside more than $2.9 million toward implementing the recommendations. My office will be closely monitoring your actions to the extent these recommendations are formally adopted. You are now on notice that my office stands ready to investigate and enforce violations of federal civil rights laws to the fullest extent possible. Regards, Harmeet K. Dillon, and I'm willing to bet they are Indian like Kamala's Indian. And Harmeet is the Assistant Attorney General of the Civil Rights Division. Anybody want to get their thoughts? Basic?
Okay, so I'm trying to understand. um, so they're trying to, I mean, is it trying to like zero it down by ethnic group or something?
They saying that the Reparations Committee has issued 38 key points that they would like implemented for the black people of that area, right? It didn't really state race in the letter, but we do know that North Carolina is holding reparations, and I believe FBA Primetime um, told me that they were having them there, right? But we didn't get into anything about it. It was just a quick mention during a live. So we do know that it's for our people, right? Reparations. So what they're saying is that it's going to violate. They're concerned that the proposals they have seen will violate Title VI, Title VII, and the Equity Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. And so they're putting them on notice that if these things are implemented and it's not done in a non-discriminatory way, then they will be held in violation. Now, what the violations are, I don't know. I just grabbed it and came and went live for a little while. Thank you for
Okay,
gifting, y'all. Thank you for the likes.
okay. But I guess I just wait for more information because I kind of confused by it, to be honest with you. Like, vi- they say that discriminating against who? Because this is pertaining um to what is it called? Reparations, right?
Yes. Okay, so so first of all, anybody feel like I could do it? Um, if North, so what was what's the 14th Amendment about? U.S. Citizenship, right?
Right, correct.
And so right now we do know that the immigrants are considered citizens under the 14th Amendment, correct?
Correct, currently, yeah.
Okay, so now if it's just for black people and they're excluding everybody and it's not work, okay, so Simon always says this, and anybody else you speak to, when they say it's lineage based, we have to be on one accord with verbiage. We have to use for our phrases for who we are. We can't use Black American or Black people or Black community. We have to use like freedmen and United States descendant of chattel slavery. Like we got to make it lineage based because we're a specific group that was harmed since slavery was allowed in our state borders or our federal borders, but it's state, right? So if it's going to violate the 14th Amendment and the immigrants are still considered citizens because of the 14th Amendment, then if they implement those proposals, but the other people aren't included, Oh, here comes Ish. She will probably be able to put it more eloquently than me. Um, then North Carolina is at fault. Hey, Easy does it. Hey, Day Day. Hey, Ish. I see. Um, Asheville, North Carolina. The United States Department of Justice has just told them that if they implement certain reparations proposals, then they will be held in violation. And so I was just reading that to them, and I'm trying to, clear up any confusion for everybody. But I know you could say so much better, Ish.
Okay, so basically they
Oh,
are.
thank you. So, Jimothy says I can also put it through Chat GPT. Can you tell me where to get this at? It was on Twitter, and I got it from Denise, Dr. Pamela Denise Long. She is a politician, and she's also a doctor. It might be trending by now. Okay, I sent Ish the invite, but she might be a little busy. It is kind of early, I guess. And it's rainy up here, so I don't know. I know I get tired when it's rainy. I don't want to get on nobody's panel. Well, sometimes I do. But go ahead, Basic.
Yeah, I'm yeah, excuse me, I might be sounding a little slow, but I'm trying to make sure I understand the context of everything. So this is, I'm assuming based off
Good
of
morning, Sonia.
how I'm hearing it, this is people that are outside of the lineage trying to claim that our reparations claim is discriminatory. Is that correct?
It's the United States Department of Justice. They have what it sounds like is that the Reparations Commission had to make public the intent to institute or implement certain proposals for reparations, and their office is vigilantly watching it because some of those proposals will violate the Title VI. It'll violate the Fair Housing Act, Title
Mhm.
VI, Title VII, and the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution.
So we need to so basically just narrow it down to ethnic group instead of race.
Correct. Lineage.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Lineage and
lineage.
lineage.
It needs to be lineage based, and that's what a lot of them been saying anyway. Okay, so I get it. So that's a good thing because that really enforces what we've been talking about as far as letting go of the whole the whole one race thing. We have to get away from that anyway, because these people, they're trying to call themselves, they're trying to go by our name anyway. A lot of them are claiming to be African American now. So we
Thank you,
definitely
Sonia.
gotta, you know, if we're gonna refer to ourselves as freedmen or whatever it may be, we need to make that decision and go with it, whatever we decide on. But it has to be something that's exclusive to us that they cannot claim. Now, with freedmen is good because they had the freedmen. What is it called? The freedmen. I
Bureau.
think it was the census thing. It was like 1870, I think.
Yeah, Freedmen's Bureau.
Yeah, the Freedmen's Bureau. So we have that on paper where we can actually, a lot of us can actually go back and do our genealogy, and we have that to back up our claims. I think that would probably be the best bet for us overall. And they have no ties to that. So yeah.
Correct. So it says if they change the wording and make sure it's lineage based, it doesn't violate the 14th Amendment. Um, Hi, Sonia. So real fast, it also mentioned the Fair Housing Act, Title VI, Title VII. Um, Let me see. Yeah, and okay, it says the Fair Housing Act, Title VI, Title VII, and the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Do you know what the Fair Housing Act is Title 6 and Title 7? It sounds like they were asking for some type of housing incentive. I want everybody to go home. I want everybody to go home. These people ain't work for nothing.
Hey, what up, BX?
Hey, crypto. Thank you. Thank you for gifting everybody.
Yeah, I was just looking into what they were asking for, and yeah, that's what it was. They were asking for like housing, and it looks like transportation for mothers or some along those lines. And they saying if North Carolina, if they adopt
No
that,
problem, basic. Mhm.
yeah, if they adopt that, then they're looking they're gonna be looking for violations. So. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just race based. So they gotta get that to lineage based, or else I guess it'd be considered racist, you know.
That's crazy because the Caribbean get things specific for them, but I don't know what the wording is. I just don't know. Um, that's crazy. It's crazy, crypto. That we can't get anything just for us, and that's the problem with because I know especially in New York, like with the melanated immigrants, even the Latino ones, such as the Dominicans. Oh, you black, right? Because here we go by race. They do say we live in a bubble as Americans, but so they always go by their nationality, meaning Jamaican and Dominican. So when we say you black, right? They say no, I'm Jamaican, I'm Dominican.
Not no more. They
Yeah,
say
not no more. I'm saying this was the problem with that, right? It seems like a lot of things. What I'm saying is hindsight is 2020, and a lot of times we were just looking for commonalities between us and them. We were looking for a type of allyship, or we figured they were marginalized like us. That they were black like us. That was a lie. So I'm basically saying no good deed goes unpunished, and they have basically bit the hand that fed them. And so I just want everybody to go home. They are very ungrateful, very, very ungrateful. And this man, Harmeet, that sounds like an Indian name such as Kamala, Indian. And I'm just really frustrated that these people have the right to decide what happens with us. But everybody else is getting stuff. Did they do that to the immigrants? Because I know in New York, people were getting denied for rental assistance, food stamps, all this other stuff. There you go. Hey, Black Vanguard. And we're watching the Latinos and every other demographic get some type of a benefit. And they got in the thousands. I could tell you, public assistance is not that much, right, for regular citizens. But they might right here and got $10,000. That receipt said $10,000. But I'm gonna let Ish
Chicago
go.
gave
Hi,
out.
Ish. What you said, crypto?
I said Chicago gave out billions of dollars in assistance, to immigrants, and the citizens got nothing.
I know Chicago flipped red. I think going red may be the way to go, but I don't understand why this man is still in office. I don't understand why he hasn't been brought up on charges. I saw a video of somebody saying that he touched the Department of Education budget and that the kids' schooling was at jeopardy. We do know that Chicago residents was asking for a specific building so their kids didn't have to travel all around the daggone city to get to a decent school. They were told no, but they changed that into a migrant shelter. And these people ain't up on charges. Chicago got
Right.
to be bankrupt by now, correct?
It's beyond bankrupt. That's why all the taxes, everything is just high. It just started all the politicians, they siphoned all the money out of Chicago. So all they keep doing is making everything else just high. Just to park is high. Just everything is just high right now. The
That's
tickets that they're giving you for normal things, it just ain't normal no more.
Amazing. Good
And
morning,
all,
Ish. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
good morning, Ish. But yeah, all the money is leaving Chicago and it's going to the neighboring states of Indiana and Wisconsin. So everything is like leaving Chicago because of that.
Is he Indian, Jimothy? Ish.
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm actually like
Are you eating?
co-hosting a brunch today, so I'm actually
Oh,
like doing some cleaning and shit. The problem with the actual document is that it's race based,
okay.
right? That's the issue. The language in that document is race based. It doesn't it doesn't disaggregate and delineate between foundational Black Americans and people who identify as Black. That's the problem. So if they would just change the language to match race-based policy, then it would be fine. And white people could scream about it all day. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to matter because the language is lineage based. But the guy whose post I saw, I don't know if you've seen, Pamela Denise Long was the one who responded. I mean,
No, I
from the
didn't see
little
her
bit of what
response. I just grabbed the letter. I read it and I was like, oh, and I grabbed it from her.
okay, yeah, there's
Hmm.
a white dude that she was, or excuse me, a white T dude that she was responding to,
Hmm.
and from what I can tell, he's an immigrant himself.
Oh
So
God.
a lot of the protest is just by people who are immigrants who like go home then if you're mad about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go
Exactly.
home.
Hmm.
Like then you take your ass home and then you will have nothing to complain about. Very
Hmm.
simple. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be. We're gonna have to at some point. We're gonna have to write something up or configure something that will allow us to address how problematic it is for the children of immigrants to be raising any issue about foundational Black Americans exercising our First Amendment right to charge our government for redress. We have a First Amendment right to do that. We have a First Amendment right to petition our government for redress. That's what we're doing. As long as the policy is not race based and is lineage based, nobody should be saying anything to us. You know, and I'm going to have to send a I'm gonna have to send something as well to the New York Times today because what you mean that Black Americans and other minorities? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yes. Hmm. Can you give me some key pointers on what I should touch on? I could write a letter and stuff too. I'm still working on my article because I decided to put in the criminality of it, and speaking with delineationists. So I like the way it's shaping up. I think I'm hitting all everything that I say, so that way I don't have to, all the points that I hit on when I'm online, and then I have the contributors who gave a statement. So I don't have to come back and do a part two or something. And I can move on to the retention idea that I was going to work on. But I don't mind writing to the New York Times because I need that verbiage out too, right? New York needs that going too, for the simple fact that we have an active reparations hearing going on, even though that's race based too. But I don't need no more people showing up. I don't know how Brooke and them do it because I be ready to fight through the phone watching those things. That's why I said I'm gonna go like towards the last couple of meetings when everybody done played their hand. When I know everybody hand. Cause I'm tired. And I really think that some things are worth fighting. Like, you know, basically. You know what I'm saying? Cause they're just very disrespectful. Good morning, Dread. So, Dre, on the prompt here, good morning, Brittany. On the prompt there, Asheville, North Carolina, was having reparations hearings, right? The commission has issued their 38 proposal, I guess a 38-point package, to recommend to the city of Asheville on what black people should get for reparations. The United States Department of Justice Civil Rights Division has issued a letter stating that they fear that the proposals, if implemented, will violate the Fair Housing Act, Title VI, Title VII, and the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Good morning, Black Royal. So that's what race based will get us, right? And also they say put them on notice that they'll be watching them very closely. So Ish came up even though she's about to co-host the brunch to discuss it with us because
So
just for clarity.
we need to so first of all, the New York Times needs to be corrected. I don't know if you saw my post, but the New York Times has been a prestigious magazine for 174 years. There's no reason for y'all to get this wrong. Okay, you know the history. You were a newspaper before 1863, so stop playing with us. It's very
Right.
simple. Stop playing with us.
Right.
So everybody needs to write letters to the New York Times to correct that bullshit that they published. Everybody, all of us. If you are a letter writer, if you want a template, if you don't want to have to write, formulate your own letter and you want a template, I'll have one by the end of the day.
Good.
Yeah.
I would like a template and then I'm gonna just add
Okay.
my stuff to it too.
Okay, word. I will do that. I will do
Thank
that.
you.
Because that was crazy. The two and I guess I shouldn't even have any expectations. But the two newspapers or magazines or whatever that should never get it wrong is the Washington Post and the New York Times.
Right. The credible sources in my eyes.
Yes,
I
they
can
are.
use
They
it.
are. They are.
Right.
Just not when it comes to black people, and we gonna fix that.
Yeah, we're gonna fix
Y'all
it.
gonna stop playing with us. So yeah, that needs to be
And they
fixed.
did that with oh my God, Ish. Did you see the I had a live about it yesterday. It had to be the New York Times. So they are opening a school in Jamaica, Queens. It's a preparatory school to get the black students ready for life at an HBCU because there's not a presence in New York of HBCUs. It's not one in Pennsylvania, stuff like that in the north, right? But Howard isn't Washington D.C. the north? But I guess they don't consider that, right? So they mentioned
Kind of. Kind of.
kind of. Okay. So you know what they said? After they said it was for black students and it was designed to do X, Y, and Z, at the end, they did mention that although HBCUs are for black people, other people can attend and stuff. They did that
So
same mess
just so
there.
you know, Washington D.C. is below the Mason-Dixon line, so technically it's not the North, and that's why it's not
Oh,
considered the North.
right.
So where people get it kind of messed up
Hmm.
is some people don't factor that in. And
Hmm.
so like anything that's below the Mason-Dixon line is considered to be the quote unquote South, but not
Right.
necessarily the deep South. The deep South is Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas. Though that's the deep South, right?
Okay.
And then anything that's below the Mason-Dixon line is the South. Washington D.C. is below the Mason-Dixon line, so that's, I guess, historically why they, treat it that way.
No problem. Hi, I am Mo Gold. Hi,
Hey,
Jimmy.
DX. I'm
Mm-hmm.
about to step down in a second, but when I came in, you were talking about like how you were pushing for group economics, and other people were bringing in like black on black crimes and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
how that separated the mission. Like pushing for the people are fighting for the gender wars, the rainbow, and all that. And you was absolutely right. Like sometimes you just got to do what you doing, what you called to do, and you got to wait for the time for it to collab. But sometimes we be messing up with that by trying to get everybody to push what we're pushing, and it's like, no, we all got to do what we called to do. We ain't called to do the same thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
just felt that when you were saying that, because I know that's how it be.
Mhm. Yeah. Yep. And that's when I was just like getting into writing professionally, going to school to get my journalism degrees and stuff. And, I was taking in new information and like, wow, I could get behind this. And then it's like, if that's what you want to talk about, you post it. But I didn't say it in a very nice way. I was just aggravated with it because on very serious posts, like trying to encourage people to shop black owned, saying, look, this family could do it, did it for a year, we could do it. And I was getting met with a lot of resistance. One person, I would never shop at a black owned. I said, but you don't know every black owned business. At the time, I think we had 2 million black owned businesses. Now, if they were all black American, I don't know. We weren't going by ethnic group at the time. We was going by flat blackness, y'all. Um, what's that? Pan Africanism. So as long as it was a black business, I was cool with it, right? And I was just so what? I blocked her. I had to block her because she has so much vitriol. And I'm looking at her like, but you're a black woman. What are you talking about? You didn't shop at all 2 million black businesses. Like, that's just impossible. You probably didn't even shop at 1/3 of them. Not everybody has back um, customer service. But you know what I started asking myself recently and telling some people too? What kind of customer are you? What kind of customer are you that every black business has a bad attitude with you? Good morning, paper. So yeah, and we don't have too many businesses anymore. And if we disaggregate the numbers, we probably have significantly less because after the pandemic, some shops closed. We did see a surge in entrepreneurship, but the numbers that I was seeing, it said that the number was at like 160,000 black owned businesses.
That probably played a part in it by it being flat black, though.
Yeah.
That's probably the way customers were treated. That could have played a difference.
I'm starting to think it was the Africans.
It could have been. But that's something that, like, now, like you said, we wasn't really paying attention to that then, but
Right.
maybe it's something we should look into now because that might be the issue.
Yeah.
Because when I look into the gender war thing, that's what I look into now, and it's like, I get it. I see why the gender war is like that. It's other people coming in kicking that up.
Hmm.
We ain't got the same issues all over.
Mm-mm. I think I need to review some of my old articles and do updates on them to see if the numbers have changed. Now, the only number that I believe didn't change is what remained consistent was when black men do get married, they marry other black people. They marry black women more. So I don't believe that statistic changed because I just researched that as 2024. So that's a pretty decent statistic, right? But I mean, like the black-owned businesses, how many we have. But I really wish we could get all the disaggregated numbers. How many are closed? How many came up? What other statistics are there? Crime. And I'm tired of everybody talking about Chicago instead of talking about solutions as a talking point when we know Memphis has been listed as being more dangerous than Chicago. That everybody's just following behind white tea without doing the proper research. Now, is it right? No, because the age of the well, not because, especially since the age of the victim sometimes can be very young. But at this point, stop using it as a talking point and call the activist that's out there and see how you can help them. That's where I'm at with it with everybody, y'all.
What's up,
BS,
BS?
my bad, bro. BS, you got a lot of information on statistics as far as with group economics, the black businesses and things.
I'm gonna do an update on it, but because the last time that I checked had to be about 2023, towards the end of the pandemic. Yeah. And why you want me to do it, or you want to do it on your own too?
No,
We could
I
do it
just I
together.
would like to read through your work and see like
Thank
what
you.
ideas it sparks.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't promote my work enough, but thank you. Uh-huh. Also, black people get the least venture capital, and as you can see, when we try to do something for ourselves, i.e., the Fearless Fund, since it's race based, that was attacked. And I got to do an update on that too, because the last time I heard they were going to court, well, I read, let me stop saying I read, they were going to court, I believe, in 2023. I got to change my vocabulary, y'all. And it was like a suspended animation. One judge was saying no, it doesn't violate anybody's constitutional rights because it's more charity based. But they kept going after it, and then that's where I didn't go back and review what was the final decision, if one even been made, has been made. So even when we do for ourselves, everything we try to do, they want to attack, right? They scared of us. They want us forever as a consumer class, always asking for something, always demanding something. I think some people just like trouble. They like being bothered because this is these issues you could just fix. If you could give an immigrant in New York City $10,000 a month, you can fund the Black American community.
yeah, but they don't want to. And I guess the question is why would they do that? Why would they let somebody outside of the country come in and then they treat them like they roll out the red carpet for them? They make sure that they got housing and food. Like, why is that?
Because it keeps us bottom caste. And if we stay bottom caste, then we're never able to rise, and they're able to continue to commodify us without paying us a living wage. And that works for two reasons: because we're going to continue to innovate. That's a part of our culture. These people are not. They come here to work for low wages, below the living wage, and that's why they're going to continue to support them, because they will stand in line. See, a lot of this is about economics. Okay? It's not even about loyalty or any of that. It's not even about them liking them better or any of that. In fact, they don't, right? This is more about these people are going to work for low wages. They're going to work for cheap wages. Even though that's not free and forced like it was during slavery, that gives them an opportunity to be able to keep the federal minimum wage what it is, not have to raise that minimum wage for the foundational Americans who built this country, and that keeps the money flowing in. It keeps their political positioning and power in economics where it is and has always been. And so that's what this is about, right? It's politics as usual on a Monday, right? And because the alternative is no, we need to remove the immigrants. We don't need the immigrants. We don't need them in the country, and we wouldn't need them if you paid black people and everyone else who was here pre 1776, if you paid those people a living wage, they will go out and pick strawberries. They will go out and farm. They will go out and do all of these jobs that you claim that we need immigrants for. You would be able to sustain your country by simply raising the minimum wage, raising the minimum wage to a living wage. And we know that this is possible because you can look at countries like Belgium and Sweden and Denmark. But the one key point to why those countries are able to run the way that they are is because the predominant of the people there are white people. So they don't feel inconvenienced by paying those people a living wage because, oh, we all look alike. It's homogenous, right? So they're not threatened by the working class people. They're threatened by working class black people because they don't want working class black people to exceed them. So they pay cheap labor, immigrants, to do the jobs that our people, our teenagers used to do, so they don't have to pay us so we can't accumulate wealth. That's the simple answer. The more complicated answer is these bitches are hateful.
And it basically still is slavery. I don't even know if
I love that.
everybody even realize, like across the border in Wisconsin, the minimum wage is $7.25.
Like what?
That's wild.
How do you possibly justify paying people $7.25 is the federal wage, and you're one of the richest countries in the world? How do you justify that? How? That's absolutely fucking insane. It's also disrespectful. So, yeah, a lot of this is just greed.
Greed,
Correct.
whatever you fight for, that's how they undermine us.
Well,
Because
if you
they're
look at the minimum wages in other countries, it's lower. Like somebody
No, I
posted up a
know that.
list. Somebody posted up a list of the minimum wage, and like they're getting paid like literally like $2. Like one place I saw was getting paid like 49 cents. So that's why
That
the
shit like
immigrants are
jail wages
okay.
and shit.
That's why they're okay with making the bare minimum, because our minimum wage is still better than what they get. So we got to be
Exactly.
able to really communicate with the immigrants and let them know that
We would think
they need
that.
to be aligned with us in
Right.
request for more money. That's going to be the only problem, because they're not going to stop bringing them in. They're going to figure out a way. But if we can get every person to say, I'm not going to take this bare minimum, you pay us the same wages you're going to pay your own people, then we can, maneuver.
But the cold part about it, cousin, is they want to get out of their.
I thought my live was glitching out.
No,
You
it's
got
not.
your
My cousin right
family
here
with
with
you.
me.
Okay, no problem.
No, we were talking. We were listening and talking, and that's why I wanted to come up and just say that. So this is why they are accepting the bare minimum at pay, because they're, like I said, our minimum wage is way more. And I don't know where I saw, but I think I saved it, and I'll send it to you so you can see what the other people are getting paid.
Do you
So
know
even if
any
they
of the
came here,
countries that were listed?
yeah, well, I think China's wage was on there. I want to say Trinidad wage was on there. Jamaica's wage was on there. It was quite a few, but none of them are over $5 an hour.
I don't know. I don't. Let me tell you something. Them demographics are very anti-Black American, right? So I aligning with immigrants just wouldn't work right now. And then if we're speaking, well, you didn't mention Latinos. Then we're talking now
Well,
English is going to be the primary language.
I'm not saying like a line. I'm just saying that, like, if we can all get on the same accord with the wages, because if we're trying to fight for them to raise the wages, and you got other people that's accepting it, they just need to know that, fuck, I think everybody needs to know their worth. You out here busting your ass for pennies is ridiculous. Why these people are getting rich off of us? It makes no sense that these people are getting rich off of us, and they really contribute nothing but fear. That's it. They contribute nothing but fear. They have built their wealth and everything else by destroying and taking us all out. They've stolen every invention that our people, have literally taken credit for every invention that our people have made. Like we are like very intelligent people, and they're fearful of us, so they want to put fear in us, and then they're using all of us against each other.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the Forgotten Letter?
I have not heard of Forgotten Love.
Good morning,
I haven't
Monique.
either.
So the Forgotten Letter is a letter from Coretta Scott King. I believe the year was 1986.
Where can we find it on?
You could Google it. The letter should come right on up.
Okay.
And in there, they basically had the same issues then that we have now with immigration. And her stance wasn't pro illegal immigration or pro immigration. It was working with the people that were already in the country. So maybe that's what you're leaning towards. But here's the issue.
Yes.
She was saying that immigration as it is now, um, to not put the 7 million unemployed to use. Yes, she wasn't for bringing other people in the country. Because what she was saying was the immigration system was harming black people and Latinos, right? That was already
Mm-hmm.
here because it was exploiting the Latinos and approving discrimination against black people. No problem, crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Have a blessed day. While driving down the wages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we didn't need to recruit for new labor because we had 7 million unemployed at the time when they could, those
Right.
7 million could have gotten a job too. So read the letter. It's called The Forgotten Letter. I'm gonna give you an indicator that you got the right letter, right?
Okay.
It's going to be from Coretta Scott King to Senator Hatch, H
Okay, I'm
A
gonna look
T
for it
C H.
too. But no,
Yeah.
I'm not saying bring no more in. Definitely not. We don't need no more. But what I'm saying is, if we can figure out a way to work with each other just on that topic, things that's gonna benefit us. Because I can tell you right now, if we continue to fight against the ones that are here, all we're going to do is continue to keep ourselves in the place that we are. So in order for us to move forward, we're really going to all have to be on the same accord, because we're all going to have to stand up and say, if we all stand up and say we want more wages in the entire world, shut the fuck down, the entire United States, shut the fuck down. Nobody go to work, not just us, but nobody goes to work. They're going to have to pay attention. They're going to have to say, let's go ahead and raise the wages. And I mean of every color. So that's one thing I'm saying that will be beneficial to us.
Right. I don't necessarily agree, just for the simple fact that the Latinos will always undercut us in things like construction.
No,
they just
they
they
okay,
just
but
really will.
that's one fight that we can worry about. But
Yeah.
the goal is, because to say that they'll undercut us once everything goes through, that would stop us, because we can still fight. We can still put stuff in place that will make sure that we get where we gotta go. But for us to at least get the numbers up, we gotta at least get the dollar up. We gotta kind of think on that level of what can we do to get the dollar up.
And you're in Atlanta, right? What's because
I
I
won't even
think
tell
we
you no
just
lie. I don't
said
even know what the name. Oh, that is
Wisconsin
so
is,
pretty.
huh?
I see a butterfly. It's beautiful. But I'm listening. Go
Oh.
ahead.
Blue on it.
So Wisconsin is like $7, but New York, I believe the minimum wage is 15. And
Hold on,
so
let me
each,
Google it right now.
yeah. So I think each state might have to go after that fight um separately, unless we're fighting for federally to raise every state, if that's such a thing.
What's up, BX? I'm a little
Yeah.
under the weather.
Okay, go
It is
ahead. You want to explain it
5:15.
better?
I
It's
just
what?
Googled it. It say 5:15. So that's horrible
For what?
for minimum
Wisconsin?
wage.
For Wisconsin?
No, for Georgia.
Are you serious?
I just Googled it. Let me look again. Yeah, it say
Make sure
5:15.
it's not food service or something like that,
25?
because the waitresses usually get paid the least.
Yeah, waitresses usually get paid, but that's still too low, bro. That's way too low.
That
But
sounds
And the
crazy.
federal minimum wage is 7.25. So yeah, 5.15, and the federal is 7.25. We need to do this as a collective for the entire world. State to state, no. The entire United States need to shut down.
let me tell you what what you said, BX. I think
Uh,
BX, you said this, that is 100% the problem, right? The undercutting, the undercutting that a lot of the migrant class does by just even being here, even if they just come in here minding their business, not messing with nobody, just them being here is a bad omen, because um the forgotten letter says, right? It's thousands and thousands of people here that will do them jobs, right? But y'all gotta pay people, y'all have to pay people livable wages. You get what I'm saying? So I think with a lot of people not realizing is that with the tariffs and stuff, that's what I'm not a Donald Trump fan. I'm not a Donald Trump fan, right? But with the tariffs, that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to bring all of the industries back here and stop us from outsourcing like farming work, right? Black people naturally are farmers, bro. Black people naturally grow shit, right?
Correct.
So what he's trying to do is bring the industries back here. Well, now whether or not it's for white tea people or not, I can't really say,
Good
right?
morning, Mrs. POV.
But that's exactly what the functionality of the tariffs is for.
But
We're
can you
gonna.
tell me?
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but can you tell me then if the goal is to bring the jobs back here, why? What is the need for the H-1B1 visas,
The
and
H
why
one B
everybody from the call center sound Indian?
the H one
Because
B
I
one
would take
visas.
huh? Go
Mhm.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, the H-1B1 visas, that's something that was implemented a long time ago by the Democrats.
High tea time.
See what I'm saying? That's something that was implemented a long time ago by them. So it's kind of like you really can't do anything about it at this
Mhm.
point. But
You can opt not to use it.
you can opt
Correct.
not to use it, but that'll be up to the the person that's applying for it,
Mhm.
right? Because they already written it into legislation. You see what I'm saying? So